Closing a sale is no easy feat. Even if you know that a product would satisfy a customer's needs, the customer may still harbor doubts, fears, and reservations. For example, have you ever had a customer tell you, "That seems expensive. I've had a bad experience with your products before. I'm not sure if this will work for me." Or, "I already have a contract with another company." These are all examples of sales objections, and if you don't address them effectively, they can scare away the customer and prevent you from closing the sale. So, what exactly are sales objections, and how should you handle them? Sales objections are customers' hesitations about making a purchase. They encompass all of a customer's concerns, fears, reservations, and doubts. In other words, all of the reasons not to buy your product or service. Customers may use sales objections to brush you off or talk themselves out of making a purchase. But don't let that fool you into thinking that customers who raise objections won't change their minds or aren't open to doing business. Instead, think of sales objections as a customer's way of telling you that they need more information. They aren't entirely convinced of the product's value, they don't know if they can trust you, or they have a need that hasn't been fully addressed. The key to overcoming sales objections is to address them directly and effectively. So, how can you do that? Follow these 5 steps. First, you need to listen. Let the customer explain their reservations to you without interruption. Don't cut them off, finish their sentence, or jump ahead with your response or counterpoints. Instead, give them your full attention and try to understand their concerns and needs. The second step is to clarify. This step is about making sure that you truly understand the objection. You can clarify in one of 2 ways. Either you can paraphrase the customer's objection and ask if you understand them correctly, or you can ask probing questions to better understand the customer's situation or get to the root of the issue. Customers won't always communicate their deepest anxieties and needs at the onset. For example, they may give you a general objection, such as, "Let me think about it," instead of telling you about their specific concerns. This example would be a great opportunity to ask more probing questions so that you can clarify the customer's reservations. Now that you've listened to the customer and clarified the problem, you can focus on addressing the issue. Tell the customer that you understand their concern and agree that it's important and valid. Then, speak to their doubts and fears directly. Provide more context or information. Clarify the product or service's value. Cite data or share customer testimonials and impact stories as necessary. Use your judgment to discern the best way to give the customer the information or reassurance they seek. Always be honest when addressing a customer's objections. Never lie or make false claims or promises. Be upfront about a product or service's limitations. Customers are more likely to do business with people they trust. After you've finished addressing the concern, the 4th step is to confirm that your response was satisfactory. Ask the customer, "Does that make sense? Is that helpful? Or did I cover everything?" Also, invite the customer to share any other concerns or questions they may have. Finally, the last step is to redirect. Once the customer is satisfied with your response, you can redirect the conversation to continue forward in the sales process. One more time. The 5 steps to handling sales objections are to listen, clarify, address, confirm, and redirect. By following these steps, you can successfully alleviate a customer's concerns and turn a no into a yes.